An interview with Andrei Daescu, a professional pickleball player. I'm here with Andrei Daescu, a professional pickleball player. And it says, I researched you on Facebook. You grew up in Romania.
I did.
What was your childhood like? When did you come to the States?
So I grew up in Bucharest, Romania.
Bucharest?
A city of about 2.5 million people. And I moved to the States for college. I came to the United States in January of 2007 on a tennis scholarship at the University of Oklahoma.
So at like 18, what age?
Yeah, I was, at the time I was 18 years old. Yeah.
Cool.
Right after high school. Yeah.
What sports were you playing growing up?
It was a mix. I've obviously focused on tennis, but I played quite a bit of soccer. I've played a little bit of basketball. Some volleyball, not much. Some table tennis, but a little bit of everything. A little ice hockey as well. Just always enjoy playing sports.
Right. Yeah, me too. So you went to University of Oklahoma?
Yeah, I went to the University of Oklahoma from 2007 through 2010. I graduated in 2010.
The Great Midwest. Oh boy.
The Great Midwest. That's correct. I had a really good time over there. Sports were amazing. I got to share my 4 years over there with Blake Griffin. He was there playing for Oklahoma. Sam Bradford,
very cool.
Former Eagles quarterback. He was there. A lot of very, very high profile athletes. It was a lot of fun.
Right. And then did you stay in Oklahoma for a while? Because you're in Florida now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida now, South Florida. I've stayed in Oklahoma for about half a year afterwards, and then I actually relocated to Europe when I was playing tennis, traveling. Yeah.
Okay. So when did you find pickleball?
I found pickleball in 2017. At the current club that I'm working at, we hosted an exhibition. And we ran into Kyle Yates. He came over. He did a little demo for us and went over the rules. And it was one of those things where we're trying to promote it to our members. And me being one of the tennis pros over there, I was part of it as well. And I thought the game was a lot of fun. And Kyle did a great job promoting it. And I think it was about 4 months after that I played my first local tournament here.
Oh, wow. So you went back to Europe, did some tennis tour there, right?
Yeah.
And then got a job in Florida at some tennis.
Came back and ended up getting a job here in South Florida as the head tennis professional. Yeah, the club is called Ballon Isles Country Club. It's in.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So that's your full-time job, sort of.
Full-time job. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Both teaching both tennis and pickleball now, or still
a little bit of both. Yeah, definitely. We're definitely starting to have quite a pickleball program. We're having some clinics now. We're having some ladder play. We have a lot of excited members out there playing pickleball. The numbers are growing. We're gonna have a tournament for them. It's definitely booming here, like it is pretty much everywhere else.
Right. Are you doing any more tennis touring, tennis pro touring?
Oh, no. So I stopped a while ago, and now it's all teaching and running the facility here.
Right. And so pickleball tournament play can't support you yet, right?
To a certain degree. I still practice. I try to keep a fair tournament schedule. I get to play a lot more in the summer when we're out of season here, and I have a lot more free time, so I get to travel and play a lot more then. During the season months here in Florida, I play mostly around Florida, but I've already played 5 events this year. I'm gonna be playing the US Open as well, which is here in Florida, and then hopefully by mid-May I can start traveling a little bit and playing some more outside of Florida as well.
Right. Oh, I see you wear Selkirk. Is that your main sponsor?
Yeah, that's my main sponsor for paddles and attire. Yeah.
Do you have any other sponsors?
Selkirk is my only sponsor. I've been with them since 2018. They've been great to me. Very good company. I like their paddles a lot. I think their attire is very cool looking as well.
Yeah, it's nice stuff.
Yeah, it's very nice stuff. Good quality stuff. They're always quick to take care of me when I need things. So I'm happy to be working with them.
I reviewed their Vanguard paddle when it first came out, the hybrid, and they just sent me the Power. So I'm reviewing the Power paddle now on my channel. They're great. They've been super to me also. Good people. So what paddles have you played with? I mean, what are you playing with now? Are you playing with the Vanguard hybrid or the Power?
No, I'm playing with a hybrid right now. With a Vanguard hybrid. Yeah.
The S2 or the extended? What?
The extended one.
The Invicta?
Not the Invicta. It's the longer grip.
Longer grip. Got it. Are you two-handed? I can't remember.
The two-handed grip. I use my two-handed sometimes for speed ups. Yeah. So.
Right.
Yeah, it's for
I was a two-handed tennis player, right, for years, and when I first started pickleball, they told me you got to get rid of that. You got to go one-handed. But I see so many pros now doing two-handed.
Yeah.
You have advice there?
Well, if you're gonna go with two hands, you definitely need a longer grip.
Sure.
So you're gonna have to get the extended paddle for sure. And then there's nothing wrong with going with two hands. There's a lot of, especially if you're a tennis player using a two-hander, there's a lot of people doing that this day. So
got it.
It's definitely worth a shot, and I find it better for my game to use two hands in certain shots.
So I've noticed you've partnered with a lot of top pro men players. Let me just list some of this so everybody knows. You've recently won gold with Tyson McGruff at the APP Punta Gorda tournament. You've played with Kyle Yates twice, I see, in both 2020 and 2021 at the Florida Grand Slam. And your go-to partner seems to be Eden. How do you pronounce his last name? Lika, yeah. Winning gold at both the Gamma tournament and the Gamma Classic. And you've also played with Lika at the 2019 Margaritaville, right?
Yeah,
tournament?
national.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you just played with him at Del Rey, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah.
You and him must go back. You have some history with him because you partnered with him a bunch.
Yeah, he's Romanian as well.
Okay.
He lives in the area. He lives in Del Rey Beach, which is about half an hour south of where I live.
Okay.
So that makes it easier for us to practice.
Right. So you practice with him a lot?
We practice quite a bit together, yeah.
Okay.
Makes it easier to travel together. We both kind of have a similar job, so that makes it easier for both of us in terms of scheduling and adjusting our schedules and doing all that kind of sort of stuff, while when you're playing with somebody who's playing pickleball full time, their schedules are pretty much packed for the next 12 to 18 months, so it's hard to do some last minute changes or last minute adjustments and things like that. So it definitely helps to be able to play with Eden because we're both kind of the same boat.
What a match.
I clearly enjoy playing with Tyson.
Right.
I have a lot of fun competing with him, being on the court with him, and actually being off court with him as well. Kyle, like I said, he's kind of the one who got me into the game, and I enjoy playing a lot with Kyle as well. But these guys are full time on the tour. Yeah, so their schedules are pretty much packed. So whenever I get the opportunity to play with them, that's great. With Eden, like I said, we don't feel bad if we have to cancel last minute on each other because of work or because of different reasons. Yeah, and we're still flexible and we can play the tournaments we want to play.
So, I just start calling friends and I try to mix it up. I play with maybe somebody twice and then I try to find another friend to play with the next tournament. Are you sort of doing the same thing, just looking around for somebody to play, or how does it work? And is it similar? Is that similar or is that unique to pickleball compared to your tennis time?
I think there's a lot more rotation in pickleball than it is in tennis, especially at the highest level with the top guys.
Right.
I think they switch partners a lot more than these guys do in
and
tennis.
Train probably with partner, right?
In terms of the training, I don't know exactly what they do, but I think in terms of mixing up partners, there's a lot more mixing up in pickleball than it is in tennis. I usually try to put my schedule together and I started reaching out to people to see who was available, and I kind of filled it up that way. I've played with quite a few of the guys, and I know I have some guys that I have a strong partnership with, and some guys that I don't gel so well with, and I think based on that, I try to put it all together.
Is it anybody you want to play with in the future, or you've got lined up that I haven't mentioned?
No, not really. I mean, these are kind of the guys I was supposed to play, but because of COVID and things like that, I was supposed to play some tournaments with Steve Dickin, and I'll look forward to maybe partnering him for a few tournaments as well.
Yeah.
But in the near future, I think it's gonna be a lot with Even, and some here and there with Tyson and Kyle.
How about mixed? I saw you played with Leah Waters for the Nationals, I guess.
Yeah, that was in the early stages, the beginning stages of both of our careers, and
okay.
So we worked out well for us. She dedicates a lot more time,
right,
and travels a lot more than I do. So she's now on to bigger, better things, and
I got to play with her at Delray once, just an open play. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was a treat.
She's a great player for sure, and
yeah.
I think she'll do some great things. She's already done some great things, but she'll keep
and
doing it.
You played with Sarah, and is it Ansbury?
Ansbury, yeah.
Yeah,
the
Grand Slam.
Very accomplished player.
But you haven't done some. You didn't do mixed in the last few tournaments.
Yeah.
Is it just scheduling?
That's exactly scheduling. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you try to do men's double, and you're not doing singles. You don't play singles.
It's a little bit of the same. If I'm able to, from a time perspective, I like to do singles and mixed. But
oh really?
Sometimes the time is a little tight, and I have to kind of pick and choose. And
right, because it's so many days in a row. Right, got it.
Doubles is what I enjoy the most. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So let's talk about the Punta Gorda tournament. That was such a great final, man. I made a highlight video. It was so great. So you and Tyson, it looks like you sailed through the first 3 rounds pretty easily, and then you came up against Zane and Merchant.
Yep.
Right. And that was a pretty tough match, but you won it. How is it playing against Zane? He's a young kid.
Zane's definitely playing great at the moment, and so is Altaf. Altaf is very tough to play because of his style and the shots he comes up with, and the changes the rhythm and everything. So we definitely we were challenged over there and had to overcome some adversity, but we're able to do it. We're pushed to the limits, and I really think that match kind of helped us for the later rounds of the tournament. It really helped our level go up a little bit and made both of us play better for the rest of the tournament.
Then you hit Deacon and Stone the first time, right? And lost, I think, right? In a real close match.
I think we lost 11-9,
in the third, right? And then you went to the losers bracket and played Smith and Villers.
Yeah.
You got back in, so then you had to play Deacon and Stone again, and that was the match.
Yeah, and that was
great.
That was another long one.
Yeah, you were down 11-3 in the last. Because you had to play because you came from the losers bracket, right? So you had to play a game to 15 at the end. You were down 11-3, and you came back. That was a great. I watched that.
That was a great final, very physical. First 2 sets are super close as well.
Yeah,
it's always fun to play against those guys, and obviously being able to come back from that score, it was even more fun. But it's always enjoyable to compete against these guys. They're both such great competitors and very good pickleball players too. So it was a lot of fun for sure. I
saw you do a whole bunch of Ernie's there. You seem to go for it a lot. You look for
every time the opportunity is there, you want to try to take it and keep that kitchen as small as possible. So for the opposing team. So
I have a bad habit of going too quick, and my opponent sees me going for it.
Yeah.
What's your advice on like how long you wait? I mean, do you sort of expect it, or do you look for it and then jump?
No, I think there's certain spots that you have picked already in the kitchen that you're trying to cover with an Ernie.
Right.
And then once you double kind of going towards those spots, it's more instinctive than it is planned. I don't think you can really plan an Ernie. I think like I said, you know your spots, you know how far you can go with that Ernie, and once you see that ball
if I see my opponent going down the line with a small dink, I sort of just really notice it, and then I'm waiting for him to do it again. That's my strategy. But I just go I go too quick. I gotta like hang back and then shoot it a little later.
That's a good problem to have. You're too fast. That's not a bad problem to have.
No, I'm too slow. I go too quick to set it up. I jump over there before he even hits.
You get a little too excited. You got to hold it to the last second there.
Right. Okay, I was trying to get some coaching from you there. So then at Del Rey, you played.
I played with Eden.
Yeah, Eden, right.
Yeah.
And you sailed through your first few rounds, but then you came up against the Johns, Ben and Colin. How was that?
Yeah.
Have you competed against them?
Yeah, we've played quite a bit against them. And
okay.
The one before, actually, we played Zane and Altaf again, and that was a 3-setter, and that was
right. Yep, I see that.
And then we had a tough match against Ben and Colin.
Before we get to the Ben match, in the Zane match, what happened? You took your shirt off in the middle of serving?
No. So that was actually
so
my partner Eden had to go to the restroom in between the sets.
Okay.
And they only gave him 2 minutes for that.
Okay.
So before he came back, the referee came to me and said he's late. Okay. We're gonna have to give the serve over to the other team. That's a loss of a point, basically loss of the serve.
The announcer said you took your shirt off or something in the middle.
Well, I said since we're getting that, I went over for some reason.
Oh, you had some time.
I changed to a long sleeve shirt, and so I went over and got my short sleeve on. But that was already pretty much after the fact where the referee said Eden took a little too long with the break. And
so what's the rule? How long?
The rule I think is like 2 minutes, but look, it's never really that closely enforced, and especially I think 10 or 15 seconds after Eden was back there. So I think the referee was probably on a little too much caffeine that morning and took her role a little bit too serious that time. And I don't know if you saw what followed after that. Zane
that was great. Were you surprised? Were you like?
We'll find out.
Hold on, we're gonna see something. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I know what happened. We're gonna talk about it in a second. Watch what Zane does here. Okay, so what happened was Andrei changed his shirt, and the referee had already called the score. And Zane and Altaf were like, we're not going to let that happen. So she called a side out. And so Altaf and Zane dumped their serves, and then Altaf dumped his. Zane went to a little tennis serve on it.
I think that was in, too.
And then,
just
and then now Eden's going to dump his serve. And now they're back on second serve 0-0.
Oh, I love it.
That is sportsmanship right there.
The crowd clapping.
And so now we're back on.
All right.
Great sportsmanship. You're obviously pleasantly surprised. I mean,
cool.
Really expect the other team to do it, but they're both very fair players, and they were kind enough to give us that one. So we turned it back around to start at 0-0 too. And
yep. I saw Zane do the overhead serve.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, it was.
That's gone viral.
Yeah, it is, and I'm glad it did. I mean, those guys should get the they deserve for something like that.
Yeah, that was cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So then you came up against the Johns brothers, Ben and Colin, and you had a close match. Your first game was 11-9. I have. So.
We played a good one. We had a couple of times I think we were ahead in that first game. We lost a narrow first one, and then we had a pretty poor start of the second game, and got down and ended up losing a pretty routine one in the second. But the level was there. I thought we played very well.
Yeah. Do you learn something in every game you play? Like especially when you lose, do you learn something about your opponent, your own play?
Of course, I think every time you step out there, you learn something new.
Yeah.
And the game is constantly changing,
right.
So you definitely want to be on top of what's going on and what other guys are doing and how they're doing it. So I think you always learn something new from pretty much everybody you play with. So,
right.
I do think it's always a learning experience, whether you win or lose out there.
Are you working on anything in particular, like in your game now? Like when you drill, do you think of something that in particular that you want to focus on drilling?
mainly the transition. Mainly the transition. That's the focus right now. But you always work on new things and trying new stuff and see how it applies to your game. But I would say the focus right now in my game is the transition. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
On offense coming in?
Just the transition between baseline to trying to get to that kitchen line, and when do you speed up and when do you reset, and when do you move up, when do you hold back a little bit, and that kind of stuff. So
right, cool.
Yeah.
Here's a question off the top of your, just a wild question. Why do you think pickleball is so addicting? Why do you think it's growing so fast?
There's a lot of reasons for it. One, obviously, you can pretty much learn and play right away. And if you're a halfway decent athlete, you can learn it and be able to play in a game the first day. You compare that to, I don't know, golf, tennis, baseball.
Golf is insanely difficult to learn.
Yeah, it's a much longer learning curve, and a lot of people are turned off by that. With pickleball, like I said, it's so easy and straightforward. I mean, it's a pretty small court. It's a relatively big ball compared to the size of the paddle, and so it's easy to make contact, and you can play right away, you know.
Right.
And I think that's what attracts a lot of people, and right away you're gonna get a good workout obviously out of it. It's physical. There's a lot of fast exchanges, no matter how early on you are with your level. You can still get some nice fast exchanges at the net, and that's always a lot of fun. And I think that's what, and then you're constantly improving and learning new things. So I think, and it's still new. It's the new game out there. So I think that combination of all those things, I think that's what makes it so addictive, and that's why it's growing so fast.
Any comments on the new rules that came out this year?
No, I think the serve helps everybody. Some people are having trouble serving it out of the air, so I think the serve.
Are you seeing any of the drop serves at the pro level?
Kyle Yates does a few of them. He's the guy that I've seen do it quite a bit. Other than that, I haven't seen that many guys do it.
How about the Let's Serve? Are they playing the Let's Serve in all the tournaments?
Yeah, we're playing. Well, everybody but the PPA plays the Let's Serves, and I don't think I think it's a minor thing. Right. So either way you go with that one, it's pretty much the same.
It definitely catches me when it happens. I just am so used to not going for it, so it's going to take a while to get used to.
For sure, but a lot of times when it touches the net strap, it either goes right next to the net and that's an out, or it doesn't really feel like once you hit that net strap, it's very likely you're going to miss the whole serve altogether.
Yeah,
so.
Right. The odds of yeah.
Yeah,
but it's happened to me once or twice already. I couldn't get to it, and I think it's just because I'm not reacting fast enough, because I'm so used to it.
You're not used to it. Your instincts are not there yet. You know, it takes a while. Yeah.
So where are your home courts again that you play?
Palm Beach Gardens at Ballonels Country Club.
Do you drill there too and practice there?
Yeah.
Do you ever just go and do some open play with people still? Or do you have not enough time to?
I don't have that much time to do it. So when I have a little bit of time, I prefer to call up on Eden. And there's the waters. The waters are down here as well in the Array, and then there's JW. There's a couple of players here who have a very high level. So because of the lack of time I have, I'd rather hit with those guys if I can. Once in a while, you will see me drop into a random game at a local facility as well.
Yeah, I'm playing more and more private games, but I still like just going to open play and meeting people, and I think that's why it's so the most unique part, I think, of pickleball, because I've played so many different sports, is the social aspect. There's nothing, I think, close to the social aspect of pickleball, you know, especially in large, like at Del Rey, you know, they have 50, 60 people show up in those back courts, you know, and it's just fun meeting people.
Same in Naples and everywhere on the west coast of Florida. It's the same thing. There's so many courts and so many players. It's great to see that. And open play is huge for sure.
Right. Have you had any serious injuries in your career?
No, that's the nice thing about pickleball.
Wow, knock on wood, man.
So light on your body no, I haven't had any injuries, and I don't think I will have any injuries anytime soon. I think it's good. It's a good amount of physicality without really going overboard and causing an injury. So
So you're how long have you been married? And you said you had 2 kids?
Yes, I've been married since 2015, and I have 2 little girls. Yeah, I have a 22-month-old and a 3-month-old at home. Yeah.
Does your wife play pickleball? Your kids?
She plays some. She plays something fun. She enjoys it. My dad plays quite a bit. He really enjoys it.
Cool.
So my family plays a fair amount for sure. Yeah.
Are your parents close? I mean, in Florida or?
No, they still live in Europe, but they come visit a couple of months a year.
What do
my
they
dad is here, he plays.
What do they think of you playing pickleball?
No, they really enjoy it.
tennis.
My dad watches a lot of my games.
Cool.
Like I said, he plays a lot as well, so he's very addicted to the game. He's really into it.
Cool. He's proud.
Yeah.
He's probably real proud of you too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's really proud. He's always asking me for advice and new things. So yeah, he always thinks I have the special paddle too. So all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Do you call your mom every day as a good son?
No, not every day.
You should.
I wouldn't lie to you. No, but I call her a fair amount for sure.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
The prize money. You don't have to, and I'll edit this out if you don't want. But
yeah.
What kind of money would you win? Like at Del Rey, you won gold. I know the total prize money was $65,000, right? But
yeah.
What are you making as a men's doubles gold medalist?
They have the prize money breakdown out on the tournament website. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was around 3,500 for singles and same for doubles. Like that's the gold medal, and then
that's not bad. It's
I think it was 2,000 for silver and like 1,000 for bronze, but I might be wrong. I mean, they have the prize money breakdown over there, but it's a couple of grand. Yeah.
Right. Fraction of what the tennis pro tour was, right?
Yeah.
Multiple fractions, I guess.
I think you get more than $75,000 if you just show up at the tennis US Open for singles. That's just a lose first round. So yes, it's definitely fractions. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how long it's going to take. It's like the old baseball players that made nothing. You know, in the early years.
Only time will tell. We'll see. But it's definitely growing.
Real quick, just a few more questions. What's the furthest you've traveled to a tournament?
For pickleball, I mean, I guess from where I'm at, you could say California, just because it's really far away from Florida. So like a 4 or 5 hour flight. But most of it's obviously in North America. So just around here, anywhere around here, New York, California.
Have you gone back to Europe to play in any tournaments? Are there tournaments?
No, I know they're trying to put together a tournament in London, and there's been some small tournaments, but it's not really like a tour, and you can't really connect it, so it's tough to fly to Europe for just one tournament and then fly back.
Yeah, with COVID and stuff, it's a mess now too.
But I know they're expanding it, and I know it's growing. It's growing in China and India as well. So I think there will be some international tours sometime soon.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a while. And everybody always asks me, is it going to be in the Olympics? And I don't think it's going to get there until it's, just all over the place.
It has to be very international before it gets into the Olympics.
I mean, it is.
It's moving in the right direction, though.
Right. Yeah. I still think it's going to probably take a while. I'm curious, did you take pickleball seriously when you first saw it? Because I remember I heard about it and I thought it was a joke until I really got into it.
Well, I started with Kyle, so it wasn't really a joke for me. I started right away, the right way, with good athletes, and I enjoyed it from the beginning for sure. Cool. It wasn't one of those things where I showed up in a random place and play with people who couldn't play, and then my learning curve was pretty steep. I got thrown in the cage with the Lions, and obviously I was miles off pace and all that, but at least I got the feel for it as being a very athletic game and very physically demanding. That helped a lot.
So describe the difference between sort of the tennis tour that you were on, I guess mostly over in Europe, and the pickleball APP tour and the PPA tour. How would you describe them?
Well, pickleball is still obviously in its early stages. I think it's grown a lot in the past few years. I think there's a lot of dedicated people to developing pickleball. I think it's a great community. and it's growing. The tournament in the Ray that I just participated in had a nice stadium course setting. I remember the Nationals, they have a nice stadium course setting. So it's definitely getting better.
Right. The Del Rey main court is pretty nice.
Yeah. So that was a nice setting, and it's definitely getting better. It's obviously nowhere near where tennis is at, but it's growing. And like I said, with all the effort that's being put in, it's nice to see. It's nice to see it grow. Yeah.
So the prize money still isn't there. Again, how does it compare? The level of play, the competition.
Well, again, because there's more and more prize money, there's more and more tournaments. They're able to attract a lot more very good athletes, very very good athletes coming into the game. So the level is definitely growing. The game is getting more physical. Tournament play is getting more physical.
Right.
It's clearly not as demanding in terms of physicality as tennis, especially when you talk about tournament play. But it's definitely getting more and more challenging, and I think it will get to a point where it's probably going to end up being a one-day tournament, and they'll have to adjust the format at some point to where it's played over a certain amount of days. Because, like I said, I mean, there's better and better players getting to the game, and it's getting more and more physical as well.
But could you compare, like, either socially or physically, the tennis tour versus the pickleball tour? Is it different, or is it basically similar? You know,
No,
you've played both.
It's very different. Obviously, tennis is a lot more high profile.
Okay.
There's a lot more stuff around for the players, the coaches. I mean, everybody was involved, the tour referees and everybody.
Right.
Again, it's been around for much longer, and it's pretty much running as smooth as you can. You know, pickleball is still in its early stages, and even though again it's been growing, it's going to take a little bit more time before it can get to that level.
Right.
Yeah.
Because on all the pickleball tournaments, it's like all different levels playing. You know, from 3-0 all the way up, different age groups. So is that a big difference? Is the tennis really just all pros?
Yeah, I mean, the pro tour for tennis is just pros for sure. There's no age brackets. There's no seniors. There's no. I mean, it's just the pros. You know,
it's got a way
hard
to
to
go
tell
in pickleball.
if it's better or worse. You know, it's just different in pickleball, and it's just fine as well. So it's just different.
Got it. Hey, Andrei, I really appreciate it. In exchange for doing this interview, you can go to my Etsy store, Pickleball's Life on Etsy, and pick out any one of my products, and I'll be glad to send it to you.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to do the interview with me. I had a lot of fun, and I'll take you up on your offer. I'll find something I like in there, and I'll hit you up.
You don't have to wear it at a tournament. I'm sure Selkirk wants you to wear their shirts, and they're not quite as sharp as Selkirk shirts. But
I can wear a hat or something in there. I'll find something. I'll definitely put it on.
Okay.
I'll give you a shout out online.
Okay, great. Appreciate it, Andrei.
Nick, my pleasure. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Pickleball is Life. If you like these videos, all I ask is that you please press the red subscribe button on the bottom right. It won't cost you anything. I want to thank my new sponsor, Selkirk. They make a full line of paddles and gear. They just sent me their new $200 Vanguard Power Paddle to review. And if you want to support my channel, check out my Pickleball's Life shirts, hats, and sport towels at the end of this video. Another way you can support my channel is to use the Amazon product links I have in the description of the video. There's no cost to you or added cost. Or you can go to my Amazon storefront and select a product. And check out my Pickleball Venues Google map. There's a link in the description.
Hey, Andrei.
Hey, Nicholas. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks so much. Thank
you as well. How are you doing today?
Good. So I've been researching your life.
Oh, wow.
It won't be too painful.
No worries. I didn't get to see the questions or anything, but I'm assuming it's going to be.
Yeah, mostly about pickleball.
Okay.
I did want to ask you a few things because I have some personal questions. So I wanted to know if there was anything off the table. Are your parents still alive, by the way?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to ask what do your parents think of you playing pickleball, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's completely fine. Yeah.
And are you married? I don't even know if you're married or not.
Yeah, I'm married with 2 daughters. Yeah.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very light, mostly pickleball focused. My audience is all pickleball players.
Okay.
Cool.
That's cool.
Okay. So, and I'll be editing it, so don't worry. I'll make it look good.
We can have some bloopers. Okay.
Yes, maybe. I do put bloopers a lot of times when I mess up in the interviews. Okay, so I'm here. Oh, how do you pronounce your last name, by the way, Andrei?
Daescu.
Daescu?
Yep, that's
Cool.
good. Yeah.
Hey, if you like this video and want to help support my pickleball channel, we have Pickleball is Life t-shirts available in both V-neck and crew cut, in both dry fit and cotton, with sleeves, sleeveless, and women's racerbacks. I just got in new A4 blocked shirts with stripes down the side, and I'm putting pickleballs on the back of all the shirts. I also have Pickleball is Life hats and sport towels. You can buy them from me on the court or online at Etsy. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, all I ask is that you please subscribe by clicking on the top left and share this video with your friends. If you want to see some other pickleball videos, they're here in the center. My other YouTube channel, Tesla Life, is on the bottom left. Check it out. My Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts are listed on the right. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.